welcome to a new version of Enigmatica 9. The latest update has just come out, and it seems as though I've completed a few quests already, but there's been some pruning going on too, like Power, for example. It had these challenges where you completed, where you had to make like a bazillion of a different capacitor. Well, those are gone now. And thank goodness for that too. For the amount of, not that you'd needed for a nitro crystal, you would have had to put together more, get more nether stars, enough to make your own flag, an American flag out of them, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to bring myself up to date on the stuff that I've completed. I mean, yeah, I already did these quests, but honestly, I guess you could call this a fringe benefit. I just gotta put these somewhere. Yeah, it's not like I really need power that much. Not when I have Mekanism. But the ice and the blue ice can be used for other things, theoretically. I'm not sure what they can be used for, but it's possible. Oh, and speaking of which, another thing that I'm glad is gone is that that thing where you have to save off like I think it's I think it is a billion units of a billion energy and turn it in or something. I mean, I can get that with Mekanism, but they want you to do it with power, which you can do. Of course, there are other things that I suppose, for completeness' sake, I want to make for power. Then there's the other stuff that I've apparently done. Oh, sorry, that was the trader. It startled me a bit. We need a blue journal. Yeah, apparently they expect me to get the blue skies stuff, which I'm kind of waffling on whether or not I should do that. It's not that there's no quest line for it. It's that I've never heard of it before now, or at least not that much. Then there's the Bumble Zone, which again, I mean, I know how you get there. It's not a very difficult process, but at the same time, why would I want to? Okay, a less standoffish way of saying that is what's my motivation? Like a director. Or, sorry, an actor. Let me just put this backpack down. I don't remember what I was using it for offhand. Oh, and I don't want to carry this dielectric paste and dry ice around. They've also added thermal series. And thank goodness they did, too. I had to build some thermal series stuff. The induction smelter and the pulverizer. Okay, so since it's daylight, there's a little something that I found out off camera. A couple of things. First, there's a thing I want to build, and it requires 52 polonium, which sounds like a lot. But there's another thing I want to build later, and that other thing requires 310 polonium, which is why I'm making so much fissile fuel. It's for the 310 polonium for that one thing. But this other thing only needs 52 polonium. Which brings up another point. I found out that the solar neutron activator works on rainy days, which means that I don't really need... Well, I suppose I could still use the override if I wanted to. But it takes less light. And another thing I found out, well, let me just demonstrate. I'm going to... Oh yeah, I already configured this tank. Yeah, I've got the nuclear reactor running. I threw a ton of speed upgrades on the isotopic separator, which I can't click on because it's too far away, so it can handle the nuclear waste coming in. And made some more plutonium. I need 76 of that. It doesn't seem that the solar neutron activator needs an upgrade, a speed upgrade. But I have the burn rate set at 19.1. Why do I not just go to an even 20? Well, the answer is simple. At 20, you start losing coolant. And 19.1 is right when you stop losing it. So I'm letting that run. On a related note, I also found out what my power problem was a couple of episodes ago. In a word, this thing. I was using power from the last time I'd run the nuclear plant, and I'd run out of that by then. So I'm adding more power to it, but more to the point, I'm adding more polonium. It's going at a pretty fair clip, too. I know I'm not going to be producing that much plutonium. I'm going to need to grind up some more fluorite for fluorite dust, though. And on a completely unrelated note, I found these extra fireflies sitting on my head in the curio slot. Like this. See? I don't know what they do on there. Maybe they work like those helmets miners wear, but all the same, it's a fascinating idea. Come to think of it, all of this is interesting. But I'm gonna need polonium and lots of it. Now, how would I do that? Well, by forcing the day-night cycle. And how would I do that? Well, simply put, sleep. I intend to sleep at night. And that way, I can make polonium without making plutonium, or at least too much plutonium. So why do I need all this polonium? It's because I want to build a fusion reactor. The first that gives you a legendary Mekanism loot box. Now I have my calculations here about how much I need, how much of a given thing I need. And I also factored the lasers in, because the fusion reactor needs lasers to sort of kickstart itself. I also need 110 steel. I've got that. Made it off camera. 104 glass. I've got that. Ditto. How much osmium do I have? Yeah, more than enough osmium. And let me see. I need lead. Oh, I need enriched iron. 28 enriched iron. But I should be able to swing that easily enough. Suppose that explains the lead. Yeah, I think it's for the reactor glass. Speaking of which, do I have any of that left over? Doesn't look like it. If I have, I put it somewhere else and forgot about it. Wait, maybe I did put it somewhere else. Okay, yeah, I got one block of it. Whoop-de-dang-do. Okay, reinforced alloy, 35 units. For, I think those are basic circuits. 52 infused alloys. 109 redstone, 70 gold, 11 diamonds, 4 just plain iron. It's a tall order, but I've seen taller. Like one taller, to be honest, but still. I'm glad I got this thing as a reward, this carbon. Because now I can actually put it to some use. So, I need 60 ultimate alloy. Or actually, no, it's called atomic alloy. I referred to it as ultimate in my notes. So let me see. All of this starts out with your basic infused alloys. So let's see, 60 plus, what is 60 plus 35 plus 52? I think I'm going to run myself out of iron. Fortunately, I, well, may or may not have seen this coming. So the way I handle things like this is to use the chemical injection chamber, to start from the chemical injection chamber, because hydrochloric acid is not as easy to make. As well, oxygen I can just grab out of my electrolytic separator. Where'd my come to think of it, I got spares for both, so I'm not going to worry too much about it, about running out of oxygen now, especially since I got like halfway full. But I'm going to need more iron than that. Fortunately, I have more iron than that. So of course, I don't want to use my production capabilities on iron. I think the element I'm going to need to use it the most on is probably going to be uranium. Polonium is practically a natural... What the... Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, I did demonstrate losing coolant. But I glanced out the window, saw that the reactor the coolant level was low, or at least lower than it was, and immediately forgot about that. Yeah, that's my fault. Anyway, back on track. So that's 60 ultimate alloy, or sorry, 60 atomic alloy, and 35 reinforced alloy. And how much? Oh yeah, 52 infused alloy, which I don't have yet, but I've got the chemical injection chamber, as you'll recall, quadruplicates it's an ore that you get by silk touch. Not a raw ore, mind you, but the ore you get by silk touch. So, one stack of 16 ore blocks gives you a complete stack of iron, or sorry, a quarter stack of 16 ore blocks gives you a complete stack of iron. So now all I gotta do is smelt this stuff. And while I'm smelting it, I'm going to take a hop down here. Yeah, that's where it is. And start in smelting stuff with the metallurgic infuser. And it's going slow as molasses. Why? Well, let me see. I'm going to try taking the speed upgrades. Yeah, I thought so. I figured I might be able to do that. I'm going to switch them over to... Ooh, it's dark out. Let me just install these upgrades. I'm going to see how much... I'm going to check my nuclear... Oh dear, is this thing not on the grid as far as the induction thing is concerned? Need to fix that in a hurry. But anyway, now we're making plutonium. I want to put some more fluoride dust. I'd hate for myself to run out and have to start storing it in the waste barrels. Speaking of radioactive waste barrels, we have 53 buckets of it in now, and it's going to take somewhere around 53,000 seconds, which, since there are 3,600 seconds in an hour, 7,200 in 2 hours, 144 in 4. You get where I'm going with this. It's going to take 16 in-game hours for all that waste to decay. On the other side of that argument, though, a nuclear waste barrel is capable of holding, I think it's 512 barrels. I mean, yeah, it'll take like forever to actually get that to decay all the way down, but okay, so now I've got the 52 that I need for... The reason I'm mixing them all together, though, is because it all starts out as infused alloy. So with that in mind, what about the reinforced alloy? It takes 9 plus 15 diamonds, and I'm rounding here. Come to think of it, do I have any reinforced alloy on me? No. Yeah, lose track of where I used these things. Also, as soon as this metallurgic infuser is finished... Yeah, it is. But I shouldn't have had to do that. Let me just put this somewhere where I know for a fact that it will be in the that it'll be connected to and receiving power from the induction casing. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. How about here? And I think I put the advanced chemical tank here. Where am I outputting from? Oh, wait. Out the back. Like that. Okay, so now... Much better. Much, much better. Now, about those diamonds I'm going to need. It'll take 24 of them, I think. Of course, that's an estimate, but... Oh, wait, yeah, I need to put them in the enrichment chamber before I put them in the metallurgic infuser. But when I put them in the metallurgic infuser, it'll be this one. Now, as we all know, one of these is good for 4, making 4 reinforced alloys out of infused alloys. 24 times 4 is 96. Wait a minute. 96. Yeah, that's like 1 more than we need. Yeah, it doesn't sound very intuitive. So I'm going to get this started on them. And I'll probably throw in that 1 extra infused alloy as a bonus. Okay, while that's working, I'm going to... Actually, no, one thing I gotta do first. I need 4 basic circuits. I've already got 1. Guess I can afford to do 3. Well, because I usually do them in packs of 4. But this time, I'm connected to a whole advanced chemical, well, not a whole advanced chemical tank, but a lot anyway. Oh, and now that I'm more or less finished with that, I'm going to take these out and put them back in their original metallurgic infuser. And that's much better. Okay, so 96 minus 64 is 32. And I'm just gonna go grab this extra one here to round things out. Put the 52 infused alloy that I have already here. Why do I have a random advanced empty chemical tank up here? I might need that. Oh, and it looks like this is done. Yeah, before I forget, I ought to... I'm still making fissile fuel. I just got finished. So I need more hydrofluoric acid and uranium oxide to react with each other and eventually make fissile fuel out of. I'll just throw them in. Oh, turn this back on. Let's see, is that thing running? Yeah, it is. It's just that the chemical infuser is producing a little too quickly. Okay, so I'm going to take out 35 of these. And put them in here. And 60 ultimate alloy. Sorry, atomic alloy. Now that takes this stuff, refined obsidian dust, which I'm going to need 30 of. Minus 4, that's 26. Actually, I'll subtract 2 because 28 divides evenly into 4 divides evenly into 28. I'm going to need to enrich. Well, actually, no. I need a round number of these because one diamond takes care of 2 blocks of obsidian. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a minute. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that ought to take care of it. So I'll enrich the diamonds. I keep clicking on this by mistake. And then... oh, sorry, enrich the obsidian first, just to make sure I get everything straight. Yeah, there should be 32 of this. And that 32 should be used up nice and evenly by the diamond. And out of that, I'm going to take 30 of them, enrich them, and use that to make the atomic alloy. I think I got some refined obsidian dust left over. Okay, I'll put these in here first. And while that's running, I'm going to take that out. And while that's running, I'll start this metallurgic infuser going. Yeah, it uses a lot of refined obsidian. But anyway, I got like one extra, I can just stick it somewhere. Now, about this fusion reactor. Why don't we start with the 24 reactor glass that we're going to need. I'm going to take 128 glass out. I know it's more than we need, but it's better to have more than you need than less. Just need 28 lead, but it's not like I'm going to make too much of this stuff. Yeah, that task is already checked off because I'd made 24 reactor glass before. And the way these quests work, there's a tendency to sort of check off stuff you do no matter which quest you do it for, as though you've done it for all the quests at the same time. Let's see if there's any way to fix that sort of thing, though. What else? A laser focus matrix, which requires 4 more reactor glass, which is why I needed 28 of them instead of 24. I have a block of redstone handy. Yeah, it makes 2 of these. I don't know, maybe I ought to use them both and put one in either end. Just a guess. But the task only calls for 1. Or rather, the quest only calls for 1. Now, as for the fusion reactor frames, well, we need 4 reactor ports, and oh, we need a basic chemical tank, but I've got one of those. If I can only remember where oh wait, it's right here, in my hand the whole time. So, long story short, we need 36 plus 8, that's 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. And we're going to be running that up to 52, which explains why I needed 52 of 52 polonium pellets. Okay, so let's see. Um, 52 divided by 4 is 26. Oh, right. I ought to check up and see if the, yeah, the atomic alloys are finished. And while I'm thinking about that, we need 8 of these, and 8 of those. Might as well get started on this first. Yeah, now we can make all 52 of our fusion reactor. Oh wait, no, we need steel casings. Yeah, I'm glad I caught that miscalculation I made. Like, just in the nick of time, too. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take 2 of these. Voila. Oh, and I need a pane of glass, like 1 pane of glass. That can be kind of a pain. Put that around here. I don't know, maybe we can make it 5 by 3 windows somewhere. And there you have it. All the parts for a fusion reactor.